Hello, my name is Stephen Price and I'm the director of Sanctuary Inn. I'm excited to talk to you about the 77 Project. We're encouraged that as of today, we've seen 50 people give over $7,000 in contributions. That's great news, and we're excited every day to see people donating generously to the ministry of Sanctuary Inn. But I want to start my story with the 2016 World Series. That may seem like a strange place to start, but stay with me. Unless you're a Chicago Cubs fan, you probably don't remember the 2016 World Series. The Chicago Cubs met the Cleveland Indians. The Cubs hadn't won a World Series since 1908. In October of 2016, they took the field. In Game 1, the Cleveland Indians won decisively. Game 2, the Cubs came back and took the victory. And then it went back and forth, Game 3, Game 4, all the way to Game 7. Finally, in Game 7, in a marathon 10-inning game that went well past midnight, the Cubs pulled out the victory, 8-7. What does any of that have to do with Sanctuary Inn? It was during that same time period, during the fall of 2016. We had been in conversation for several months with the then owners of the property we hoped would become Sanctuary Inn. And just like these games went back and forth and the emotions of the fans went up and down, so too Joanna and I were just up and down each day. Would we get the property? Wouldn't we get the property? What would happen if we didn't get the property? What would we do next? And then when Game 7 went into extra innings, and it seemed like Game 7 would never end, our emotions were kind of in the same place. We had so many hopes and so many dreams, but we didn't know how things would turn out. On November 11th of 2016, Joanna and I came up to the property, and we were walking around and we were praying and we were dreaming. Lord, could it be? Could this place be ours? And while we were on the property that day, we got a phone call, and the phone call said, "The property's yours." You can't imagine how giddy we were to hear that, and to hear that God had answered that prayer and that he had chosen to give us his property. Getting that property had been a dream. Just for Sanctuary Inn to have a home had been a dream since 2014. And that dream took a giant step forward with that phone call saying that we had the property. The 77 Project is another step forward for Sanctuary Inn. It's a step towards owning the property outright. Ownership will allow us to better care for our missionary guests, for our staff, and allow us to make upgrades to the buildings. There are so many things that we dream about, and we're so grateful for Sanctuary Inn, the way it is right now, and the place that it is, but we dream about the future. And when we have complete ownership of the property, it'll allow us to move forward. Would you consider making a gift today of $77 for the ministry of Sanctuary Inn to this goal of a step forward of ownership of the property so that we can move forward with all the things that we continue to dream about? Thank you for your time, and thank you for your gift to the ministry of Sanctuary Inn.